1025 The Block, your new source for hip hop and R&B. I go by the name of Eric Hill II. We got Kiara J, and we are with the poet, social media influencer, and you know her from her IGTV series, Parking Lot Pimpin'. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the gorgeous Lynae Vanee.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Hey,
Oh,
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
good.
amazing. Now that you're here.
Thank you. Thank y'all for
All right,
having
but
me.
let's go ahead and get into it now.
Okay.
What's tea, sis? We got to
What's
know
tea?
about the teapot. Where did
teapot.
you get the teapot? What kind of tea is in the teapot? Is it fine china? I need all of it.
So I've gotten a new teacup and teapot since because me and the teapot go through so much, it's broken a couple times.
I knew
So-
it. I told Eric. I knew. I'm like, there's no way all of these series and that teapot just stays intact. There's no way.
And it doesn't. It doesn't. I feel so bad for the teapot. But the original tea set came from, I think I actually got my first one from like a Goodwill. I was like, well, I'm sipping tea. Let me just get like a actual teacup so it can be a nice little gimmick. And my mother's very close friend collects china from overseas travel and gave me the first one. And I just thought it was, you got it in Germany. That's what I would tell people. Then, the internet brings all the information together. And someone told me it was Polish pottery. And I was so grateful for that. That's the brand. Because when I broke it, I was able to go look up Polish pottery and get me a new set that looked very similar to the original from Etsy. So Etsy is just my source in case the one I have right now, quiet as it's kept, is holding on by a thread, by super glue around the top.
Oh,
But
I knew
yeah, because I don't want to change it. Like I've drawn my brand colors, like the very university. My first merch drop was like college drip type deal. And so I drew my colors from that teapot. And so I want to be able to continuously use the same thing, at least while I'm doing this sector of the work.
right.
So what tea is in there? What kind of tea are you really drinking?
So I am actually drinking tea. I was drinking water for a while just because making tea is an extra step in the prep. But people started peeping me out. So I was like, let me put some tea in there. And now it was green tea, it's peppermint tea, but now I'm doing cream Earl Grey.
Lynae.
It's elevating. It's elevating.
Thank you. Lynae, why does Kiara not know what Earl Grey is?
Look, don't call me out. Don't call me out. I'm not a tea
But
drinker.
it's okay, Kiara, because I didn't know either.
See?
I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I'm not
See?
even gonna hold y'all. Sipping tea was simply a colloquialism that I brought to life, and I've learned about tea from my audience like over time. And so I didn't even know Earl Grey. And don't get me wrong, because also shame on me, I didn't look it all the way up yet, but I do know Earl Grey. Somebody specifically, I think, was an advocate for abolitionism, and he came and ordered the same type of tea at a cafe and they named it after him. And so there's a full story, but I do know he was down for the people. White man for sure, but down for the people in some form or fashion.
Okay. All right. Good God. Now I know more.
Okay. So you're coming up on the 2-year mark of Parking Lot Pimpin'. It's
Absolutely.
so iconic to me how you grab the people's attention, and yet it's still so entertaining. Like, what went behind the production of it? Like, what made you go out to this parking lot, bring your camera, and set up there? Like, what went behind all of that?
Very simple, and sometimes the simplest things make the biggest waves. I literally just said, I want to do this in a different setting to catch people's attention. I want people to stop and ask, what is this girl doing in the parking lot? And that just really became the wow factor. I didn't want to do it in front of a blank wall, in front of my bed, at my desk, because that's what a lot of YouTubers do when they're telling stories. And so I wanted the whole thing to be an experience, and it just popped,
So from now, I'm sure now you go out, and do you have other people come out with you to help record? Like,
yes.
Yeah, okay.
I've got a whole team. The team is building, but I used to be a high school teacher. I brought on some of my students in the pandemic who were responsible, masked up. I had a gentleman come on camera, somebody editing. Now we have lighting. Now we got a teleprompter. You don't know how many times in the beginning your girl was reading a laptop, looking at the screen, reading a laptop, looking at the screen, trying to remember lines. And so it's so helpful now to have that teleprompter, and it just helps me, with my performance value.
Oh,
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah, I love the production.
Now that you have this team behind you, we see it. Parking Lot Pimpin' Live. It is in person on June 25th in Atlanta, Georgia. What do they do for you? Okay. What can we expect from this live? Will it be the same, or are we going to get a little something different from Lynae?
What I think people can agree on is that Lynae is a storyteller. And one thing, I'm a poet, you mentioned in the beginning. When I do my shows, I weave my pieces together in a narrative to keep the audience going. I know you guys are used to me doing the 3.5 to 4 minute content. I'm going to give you parking lot style monologues. I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to make you laugh. And I'm going to keep it interactive, keep folks engaged. But just this for me is really a proof of concept type thing. Like Lynae's dope in the parking lot, but she's dope for other things too. And I just want to show that training, me teaching high school kids for 90 minutes at a time, it's applicable and I could do it. So that's what it is. And I'm so excited to invite people out for this experience.
Oh, I'm excited for you. I can go ahead and start seeing this. Let somebody come out. HBO Max, parking lot pimping. Let's claim it.
Her bio already says, give this girl a show.
Stop playing. Stop playing. Quiet as it's kept. One is on the way.
Now we got this.
Yes.
We need details.
The most detail that I can give you is that one, God is good. God is amazing. I've been blessed to be connected with so many beautiful people, and just I really think the work speaks for itself. And I've done learning from this journey, separating myself from the work so the work can be what it's meant to be. And that has drawn in so many people who are committed and believe in the story. And so right now we're in motion with one show. It's been pitched, it's out. The girls are considering, we've got partners, you know what I'm saying? And that is actually a scripted series. And then I have an unscripted series, which is an extension of Parking Lot Pimpin' in the works to be pitched as well. So
who shows? Come on.
It's whoever is opening their pockets.
I mean, what we talking?
Like,
yes, love that for you.
As a fan, I just want to tell you right now, and for somebody that wants to be doing the same thing you're doing, I'm so proud of you. To start off with just a teapot in a parking lot, to doing this, giving us this exclusive, I'm so very proud of you right now. Please keep this energy going.
Thank you so much.
Okay, now that I'm holding back tears, to get in a little deeper with you, social injustice is everywhere. We see it on the daily. And, we live in a world where social media is something's always trending and then gone in 2 weeks. So a question, more like a concern that was brought to us at our station was about the younger generation and how they're being more obsessed with celebrities than they are with topics focused on racism and discrimination. Now, seemingly, you do the two very well together. You entertain, but also keep it real when it comes to all social issues. What are your thoughts on the younger generation and their stake in current and historical events that are happening right now and those issues?
Well, I'll start out by saying this. I decided to be a high school teacher instead of going to get a PhD. I decided to go back and teach. And I decided on high school specifically because our teenagers of this generation have so much power with their voices. And if they are aware of what is going on currently and aware of its trail, of its lineage, that makes them that much more powerful and confident in their voices when they do get up to speak. Just these recent tragedies, unfortunately, are rocking our nation, but they are also emboldening our youth. And I just saw one video of a young lady, not sure what it was, but it was all over the internet, her on that microphone saying, y'all not smart? I know better. I don't want to be here on my Saturday doing this, but y'all forced me to be here because you don't care. Like, I have to protect my community more than you. And so to see that, I think is so amazing. And I think there are other creators like myself, younger than myself, because I'm a millennial, as much as folks assume I'm Gen Z because I know how to communicate with them. I think Gen Z is doing a great job of making that stuff current. And yeah, I think these kids care a little bit too much about what celebrities got going on the Shade Room, but entertainment is entertainment. It is what it is these days because social media has made everything everybody's business. But I do think from my purview, there's an increasing effort to marry the two. And I'm just glad to be a part of the wave.
Pioneer at this point. Like, I love to see it. Oh my goodness.
So in one of your recent videos, you were speaking about how you had a white woman come to you in your DMs. I think it was day of I think it was day of the Buffalo grocery store shooting, and basically saying how she loved that you like when you're a more advocate for Black lives and when you're more prominent. Like, how do you find the strength, like, or whatever within to speak about these social issues that continue to happen frequently in the Black community? Like, it's exhausting. Like, how do you find that within?
I do notice from all aspects of the fast pacedness of my career and what I have to do week to week to stay on topic, I have to do a lot of compartmentalizing. And there are times when how much effort I put into compartmentalizing astounds me. Because when something like the Buffalo shooting happens, and then the Texas shooting happens right after it, I'm like, whoa.
Right.
And I don't feel that too often. And it almost gives me the chills, because how have I become so desensitized to these things that I talk about, that I am passionate about, but I have to take the feelings of it and put it in a very specific place in order to channel it so that it is productive. So, you know, I am grateful for the style and setup of my show at happening once a week. I'm grateful for the tenacity to not change my setup for anybody, because something will happen like a Texas shooting and people want me to speak immediately, but I've stood firm and waiting until I'm ready, because unfortunately, I think a lot of times our people speak in passion and speak immediately, and sometimes that prevents us from getting across all the points we need to get, and our cries to be heard are misconstrued for political agendas, for complaining, for complacency, for not wanting to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Like, nah, when I get into the conversation, it's not just going to be about how I feel, but Parking Lot Pimpin's entire purpose is to show how ain't nothing new under the sun.
Right.
And I got quite fed up and tired with, and it's so crazy, y'all, because I'm not interested in politics, to say the least. I will not run for office, telling people in my comments to leave me alone. But it is so important for us to understand them, because those are the things that have literally shaped our history and inform our behavior, how we interact with this world. And so it's so important for us to be aware of what's going on and to understand it, because it does trickle down to our everyday lives. So, yeah, like I need for people to stop having so much faith in the words of politicians over the fact of people.
Yes, girl.
Yo, this show you about to have is about to be amazing.
Come on, because you just educate, like you just educate and bring like the conversation to us to help us understand. Like I definitely love it, because
like
Lord knows
he just educated me.
True.
Like I'm in this interview learning and growing, even about journalism, the way you were talking about compartmentalizing, making sure that people don't really get that when we're crying out and telling them this is how we feel, that it's not being looked as an agenda. No, it's not. We just we want to be heard, but that's smart to do that so that we know, hey, this is the direction we're moving in correctly. So thank you.
Lord knows I don't know how you deal with your comment sections. Got to be crazy. I don't like.
I stopped looking at them for real. I stopped. Like it's you know, I almost didn't respond to that lady, but there are times I try my best to pick and choose when I respond to what people say to me on the internet, because what I had to realize very quickly is that people don't know you. People use their phones as a shield to say things they would never say to you in person. And you can't take it personally, because everybody wants a stage, especially under comments on a platform. They want a stage. They want to attack you. They want to feel smarter than whatever. But there are times when things happen that I know a lot of people experience, that I know a lot of people can relate to. And I think that we're speaking on to affirm people in their thoughts and feelings, because another reason oppression works so well is that it makes us feel less confident and invalidated when we do speak our piece. And so if there's an opportunity for me to just encourage folks to stand up and their feelings and their thoughts and to speak clearly to people who may undermine them, who may try to take advantage of their feelings about race in a moment where everybody feels woke. Mind you, I hate that word. But when so many people are engaging because now caring about Black people is stylish, it is a part of the world conscious. Now that we've taken a world stage, people still feel entitled to how we do us and how we protect ourselves. And I still think we need to care for one another and look out for one another in that way. And so if I respond to a comment, it's because the argument I know is something that is common and people need to be enlightened on. And if I talk to you about what's going on in my DMs, it's because I know it's probably going on at the office.
Right.
Well.
Right. That is true. So what do you want the people to know about your story? Like, who is Lynae Vanee? How did you get to where you were professionally, the woman you are today, to speak so confident and passionate about like you do?
That's a long story, but I think who I am is the people's champ, for lack of better words. Chance the Rapper, I'm not saying when he first came out, because I wasn't like a acid rap fan, but the coloring book was a lot for me, and it did a lot for me. In the song Blessings, there's a line, he goes, "The people's champ must be everything the people can't be." And it just feeling of, you need to chase after this knowledge, and then once you get it, you need to share it with everybody. And that's informed every step of the way. And it took me some time getting around to understanding exactly what that looked like for me. But it meant that I was going to break molds. It meant that I wasn't going to fit in. But it's because I had a very specific calling that not everybody is meant for.
Exactly.
And I was saying earlier, it's helped me to be able to separate myself, because I've also seen what it can look like for people who are so wrapped up in themselves and their agenda for the culture, that I don't ever want it to become something where we're excluding people or we're trying to demand that what we're saying is the exact correct thing. And that's another thing why I speak strictly through historical fact in as much as possible, because it's not about a spin on a concept. It's about, it is what it is. So Lynae is somebody that cares a lot about her audience, and her audience being everybody Black. And what that might mean sometimes is a wagging finger or a corrective statement to Black folks who don't care about other Black folks because of who they are, what they identify as, because all of that is toxic. All of that is a product of white supremacy. It's a trickle down. And I'm about healing. I'm about healing, but I'm mostly about storytelling. And so what I want people to know about Lynae moving forward, you can find out about Lynae's story on the internet and articles and be talking about it on my social. But now that I have the standing and the platform, I will really be delving into that artistry to continue to tell stories in a myriad of ways, not just sitting from my parking lot and giving you the facts. So just be tuned, stay tuned.
I love this next for you.
I can't wait to see the 1,000,000 ways that you're going to change the world, because let me be clear, I work off of energy, and your energy is just so bold, bright, and brilliant. Like, when I say you are going to do some of those amazing things out here, I mean that. And I can't wait to see it. So thank you for letting us be a part of what you are becoming right now.
Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. But before you leave,
okay,
we gotta hear the tagline. You gotta give it to us.
Hey, y'all, what's up? What day is this coming out?
We ain't got a date, but you can go ahead and give us our tagline.
Okay. Hey, y'all, what's up? It's your girl Lynae, and I'm keep it Black, but I'm keep it brief.
Okay.
An icon. Go crazy. Like, seriously, if I say anything like that with my friends, they'd be like, "Oh, Lynae, thank you." And we on it. Look at the simplest things making the biggest splashes. Well, thank you, Lynae, for coming on the block. We do appreciate you. Tell the people where they can find you on all of your social media.
You can find me at _LYNEEEZY. That's Lynae.
Okay. And tell them, go get those tickets for Parking Lot Pimpin' Live. Go see my girl in Atlanta, Georgia.
Sold out. But you can see what we're talking about for live ticket. I'm sorry, online streaming.
Oh,
you can stream it live, guys. You can stream it live because my girl is booked, sold, and busy.
Yes, indeed.
It's crazy out here.
It is. Well, thank you for coming again. We do appreciate you. My name's Eric Keller II. We got Kiera J. Thank you, Lynae, for coming on the block. Peace, and we out.